With an emphasis on cure rather than management, cell therapies are recognised widely as the next big advance in medicine, set to transform the landscape of future healthcare. Cell therapies have been around for decades, bone marrow transplants being one good example. But to produce a therapy from a cell such as a stem cell or a skin cell is a slow, arduous and expensive process fraught with difficulties. This makes cell therapies too expensive and not easily accessible to Australians. My innovation is a $60 million national centre based here in Adelaide to focus on a new generation of cells that show great therapeutic promise, reduce their manufacturing costs, fast-track them into the clinic and deliver these therapies first to Australians. The impact of this innovation is an entirely new industry for South Australia and nationally, a $60 million world-class manufacturing research base in Adelaide with scale and depth and an international footprint.
We've developed a virtual assistant designed for older people and others who might need a bit of coordinated care to help them live independently in their own homes in the community. Anna is a virtual assistant. She helps you with your everyday lives, so remembering medication when your care worker is coming to visit. But what's really exciting about this is that Anna acts as a proxy for other people. So perhaps a daughter who needs to look after her parent who might be living remotely in the country or even just a street away, or a service provider, a way to communicate with their clients. So there are other applications, there are other technologies that do this sort of thing, but what's different about ours is that it has Anna. And here she is here. She speaks, she listens, and she responds.
Did you remember to take lunchtime medication? Excellent.
George the farmer, he's our mate. Sowing crops and shearing sheep and always running late. He loves a tractor ride with Jesse by his side. He's George the farmer, he's our mate. Yeah, he's our mate. Yeah, you're our mate. George the farmer, he's our mate. Harvesting it.
Hi, I'm Belinda Jennings and I'm the founder of Australian Baby Bargains and Mum Central. Fast forward, we rolled out around every capital city in Australia. Australian Baby Bargains has been born. She now has 75 categories of all things babies and kids in our online classifieds website. It's Australia's largest pre-loved baby and kids website. There's really nothing else like it that's really dedicated to that cause. And we've got a big community of nearly 195,000 mums around the country. Our innovation is all about connecting our mums to support them on their journey and provide a little bit of fun along the way as well.
What I've been doing this term is I have been using my iPad to code and tell a computer what I want it to do.
Well, it's really hard to find information about coding because it's very new. So we just started off and had a go.
In coding, we made a times tables game, and in that we learned how to work together, problem solving skills, and we learned how to we learned maths as well as coding at the same time.
It took, surprisingly, for something so simple, it took an enormous amount of code to do it and an enormous amount of knowledge of maths and rotation degrees and everything.
In my years of teaching, 10 years of teaching, I've never ever had a child ever email me homework in the holidays. In this situation, I have had multiple children, tens of children emailing me examples of their games, of the apps that they've made in the holidays for feedback from me. That shows that A, they're proud of their work, and B, that they're willing to do it. Now the things they're actually doing high level thinking, problem solving, and maths. Heaps and heaps of maths. There's zero behaviour management. So they're doing maths, and they're doing it all from their own impetus. There's no me saying, do this, stay on task. They want to stay on task, and they want to stay in the recess lunch and do it, and they're doing maths.
Better than writing out songs in a maths book.
Yeah, to start with I thought, why are we learning coding, but then I realised that it was actually quite fun.
I was in year 6, the beginning of the year, I always used to dread going to school. When I started coding, now that I've have to help people and help other people, I actually feel a lot better about coming to school.
The Bersica Tavern knows the terror of an armed hold-up. 18 months ago, masked bandits stormed in, yelling at patrons to get on the floor and threatening a staff member at gunpoint. The whole thing was caught on camera, but the offenders were never identified. Now with DNA Guardian, culprits might cover their faces, but they won't be able to cover the crime. The $4,000 unit is mounted on the wall and can be activated remotely when trouble walks in. The offender is sprayed with an invisible, non-toxic synthetic DNA.
Gotcha.
The substance can only be seen under ultraviolet light and can't be scrubbed off.
So realistically, when it's on your skin, it stays on your skin until you lose 1 to 2 layers of skin naturally.
Each unit has its own DNA, meaning there's an undeniable link between the criminal and the crime scene.
So if a criminal robs this hotel, he's going to walk around with this crime scene on him for the next 2 months.
The Bersica Tavern is the first hotel north of Brisbane to install the security system. But with a 100% conviction rate, it's expected to be rolled out to venues across the state. Police have welcomed the invention.
It's really good to see another form of technology that essentially just adds another tool to our repertoire in terms of detecting offenders.
And offenders have been warned.
Every year, thousands of Australians are the victims of bushfires, floods and cyclones. Shoeboxes of Love is dedicated to providing love, hope and support to communities affected by natural disasters. Through the donation of small boxes filled with essential and luxury items, we can help people feel a little more human in their times of need. Shoeboxes of Love. providing love and hope to those affected by Australian disasters. Visit our website or find us on Facebook.
My name is Karen Nelson-Field. I'm a Senior Researcher for the Ehrenberg Bass Institute. The book is called Viral Marketing Science of Sharing, and it looks at how videos or social videos behave, and in particular it dispels some of the myths that are out there in the marketplace regarding viral. Our research took 2 years. We looked at more than 1,000 videos. We looked at branding, we looked at emotions, we looked at creative devices, we looked at distribution, we had actual sharing, not just a proxy measure. So it's quite robust methodology, and I think that's what differentiates the book. I think perhaps the biggest finding is that reach still reigns. Distribution is a much larger predictor of sharing than creative, and that's quite opposite to what most marketers believe. Typically, industry and marketers may feel that getting into the viral space means that they can get a lot of incremental reach for nothing. And that does happen. I mean, there are obviously video superstars and we've all seen them, but everyone picks on the few examples. Realistically, most videos don't go viral. They only share in line with what their viewing capacity is. If you want to get big, if you want to be guaranteed to go super large, then you have to pay for reach like you do in television. The fact is, videos don't spread to millions from a small base. It's actually the opposite of that.
The program is about developing young girls, specifically in year 9 and 10, so they can realise they can actually be more and achieve more. It's also guiding them through high school to pick the right subjects and get to university and into STEM careers. And whilst they're there, so they have actually the people skills and the strategies to really flourish. So there's 3 actual sections to the course, and if we have a look at this, so I realised the first part is understanding self and others. And this is where we focus on emotional quotient, financial quotient, and really about presentation. Then there is the journey of how to get to a STEM career, literally what subjects do you do, when do you apply, work experience, things like that, and also when you're there, what are the career opportunities. So these are the 3 aspects that we bring in. The interesting part is I realise girls will be earning well when they're actually in STEM careers. So we actually teach them some financial intelligence, in the beginning, and also we carry that through, and also some of the emotional quotient things. Themes keep popping up: comfort zone, Johari window, compound effect, problem solving, and in particular some aspects from Covey's books. So yeah, it's been a really interesting journey.